what's going on, you guys, and welcome to another episode of Superstar Spotlight. We thank you for tuning in to each and every episode as we are on episode 36. And 36 episodes is definitely a blessing for you guys to continually show support and love to Five Star Media and everything that we have going on over here today. As always, these episodes are sponsored by Guilty Rich. You can check out the Instagram at guilty.rich or the website guiltyrichboutique.com. The winter collection is in now, so if you need a coat, a jacket, a hoodie to keep warm out there, we just had a storm and definitely want to keep warm out there. So make sure you tune in to Guilty Rich and get you some merch. And we definitely appreciate the support over there as well. Now, as for our superstars today, stepping into the spotlight today are two people who have been one of the most impactful influences in the city. As owner of Trendsetters Production, which first started as a modeling and etiquette school and transformed into a program that helps the youth build confidence and self-esteem in a positive environment, and also increases community engagement when it comes to bullying and suicide awareness. They have been in the community for a while, engaging and uplifting the city in a positive manner, from events such as Fashion Against Bullying and the This Is Me fashion show to even annual events like the Black Girls Rock event as well. We would like to welcome our superstars into the spotlight, Mrs. Tracy Palmer and Mr. Corey Palmer. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
It's amazing. Well, and talk about the joy you get from just seeing these connections being made and the smiles on stage.
It means everything. Like, I set out to change their life and they changed mine. You know what I mean? It's an amazing thing to see how nervous they are in the beginning, and then they really just take over. They take over the space, they take over the stage, they become comfortable with who they are, and it's wonderful.
Well, run us through the show itself. How does it work?
So really, it's a fashion show. So we donate the clothes and everything like that, and they get to, like this year they'll be wearing costumes for the first scene. They get to be superheroes and everything, and so we just let them go out there and just have fun. They dance, they stand there, they pick up other people that are sitting down, so it's fun.
Yeah, we're looking at photos from years past.
Look at that, look how much fun he having.
Oh, that is wonderful.
Yeah, so it's all about them.
Yeah, no problem. How are you guys feeling today,
by
the way?
Cold. Cold, we're good.
Good. Well, it's great to have you guys on the show.
Great to be here.
And as I mentioned in the introduction, we want to, kind of get more insight on what it is you guys actually do and how it impacts the city and the community as a whole. So if you guys are ready to step into the spotlight, we can get right into it.
So ready.
All right. It sounds like they're ready, you guys. So we're going to jump right into it. So first question is, how did Trendsetters Production begin, and what was the idea behind it that drives you today?
So the crazy thing is I was like a behind the scenes person. Like, I was helping a lot of different people doing different things in the community. And Trendsetters Productions was like a modeling school already. Okay. It was owned by a childhood friend of mine. And my oldest daughter really, really wanted to model. That's really what she wanted to do. And she had some friends that wanted to do it as well. And they were friends of like parents we know, you know what I mean? So we just started doing stuff together. And I was behind the scenes a lot, and the opportunity came up to where the school was going to close. The lady that owned it was going to move away, do something different and stuff like that. And so it just kind of fell into my lap, actually. It kind of fell into my lap. But of course, I changed everything about it. So I wanted to do more with purpose. I wanted to do more. I wanted it to be more meaningful, more than just people, walking the runway and learning how to believe that they were beautiful. But we were like, man, what can we do to make them feel beautiful inside and outside? What can we do, behind the scenes while people are just kind of waiting around doing nothing? You know what I mean? What can we teach them that will that will last with them longer than them just walking on the runway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how it started. Yep, that's how it started. And I'm just like, man, can I do this? And my husband was like, let's do it. This is pretty much what he always say. But because I was, let me tell you, I literally was just like, I was a stay-at-home mom. I wanted to support my kids in every way possible. And yeah, my oldest daughter, I was just like, man, what can we do to make sure and ensure that it's not about them feeling and looking pretty on the outside. It has to be something more than that. You know what I mean? And so that's what we did. We created a whole thing around purpose, around inner beauty, around self-confidence, self-esteem, and stuff like that. Stuff that would last much, much longer than just taking pictures and walking the runway. So that's how it started.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah.
We definitely need to instill like the confidence in our youth early on, and for them to see that and feel that is very very important. Excuse me. And given that we want to develop that kind of confidence in the youth and everything like that, how important is it for us to get that information out there that this type of thing is available for people that may have experienced like self-esteem issues or bullying or confidence
it's beyond important, even more now than when I first started. Like, we are in a era of young people. They're in like a constant battle to be the same, or like a identity crisis type thing because of social media. Because when we see people, that's like we prejudge people on how they look. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's very important to not only teach yourself, teach kids self-esteem, self-awareness. If they go to school and they're unprepared for what people will judge them on, or how people say them, like that's what literally brings them down. It messes up their grades. It messes up their, you know what I'm saying, their social life overall. Like, it's sad. It's really sad that now we live in an era where social media literally takes over. It takes over how we feel about ourselves. It takes over how we feel about other people. It even takes over, how families deal with one another. Like, so if you don't feel a certain way about yourself before going out into the world, if you're not confident about who you are and love yourself, you're going to be able to be pulled in so many different directions. And so, that's just really important to us. And we're, parents first. We have our own children, and sending them out there. And my husband, he can talk more about, he's worked for the city for a long time, so he sees a lot. He has to endure a lot, and it's just like, man, how can we combine all of this? How can we provide, and provide safe spaces, provide trust, provide, just something to help these young people understand that that's not what life is about, because social media could be gone. What are you going to do after that? What are you going to do? How are you going to be successful if you have to be successful without it? How are you going to be successful if you do not believe in yourself? You know what I mean? Who are you when you by yourself? Who are you when you're looking in the mirror? What do you see? Because it's really the most important thing that you have. But like I said, social media has us believing that it's everything else. And if we can get back to the basics, if we can get back to the simple things, as far as love and trust and honor and, things like that, we will be so much better. And just teaching kindness, it's just like, it's so many other things that we make big, and it's really just not. You know what I mean? So, like I said, he can talk a lot more about like what he see or how he feels about like different things even before social media, because what you think?
My perspective on it is we are parents and everything, but we are coaches. We used to always we came up with this slogan. It's not about being a model; it's about being a role model.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we would have we had bands and everything, and we used to wear those. Man, we wore those for years too.
You did.
So it's about finding that person, that coach. You know, I'm big on the word coach, and it's pretty much the influence of what you see, especially with the younger people. A lot of us have gotten discouraged and got away from, the actual coaching method. But it's really, really hard to recognize who is for you and who is not for you because there's so many different agendas now, So, but helping people is one of those things that we have always done, So it's natural for us to give up our plans to help other people. So I believe that if more of us stepped up to mentor, to just be an advocate more or less of anything. Now, I believe that if we do that, a lot of the elderly or a lot of the older people have to we have to get out of our ways, I should say, because I had was a substitute teacher for 18, probably about 18 years. Yeah. And of course, being on the fire department, Flint Fire Department for what is going 25 years affiliated.
Right.
But I was laid off several times, so I have almost 23 years complete. And like I was telling you when I walked in, it's like the fires and stuff was not the problem. The biggest problem, everything that I saw out on the street, how we treat each other, how the kids are making the transition because they're not getting certain things at home anymore. You know what I mean? So the teachers are overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I see that side because I got a little discouraged with substitute teaching because everything started to shift. You know what I mean? Like, so I believe that it's important to find that mentor, that somebody that you can trust. Our house is always full of young people all the time. All the time. So
they gravitate to us
all the time. So and I'm like, well, we don't have a whole lot of extravagant stuff, but we bring that love to them, and that's really important right now to bring that love to these kids, without the agendas. It's just too many agendas, and I get it because they don't trust a lot of people because of it, but we do our best.
I think people don't even really know that they need genuine love, genuine kindness. Like, and when you receive it, it's just like, wow, it's just so simple. Right. You know what I mean? It seemed like it's just like this simple thing, and I think everybody wants to do things to be seen, to be heard. They want to be, you know what I'm saying? They want to start off and just be successful. Or they want to start off and they just want to be in the front lines, and they don't even realize that they don't have what they need inside to fulfill that or to stay there. You know what I mean? If you don't have it, it's not going to, because we're going to go with what's popular right now. But what's going to happen, because it's somebody always coming. It's somebody always coming to do the same thing or to do, you know what I mean? And what you have to understand is even if I'm doing the same thing a whole bunch of other people is doing, they ain't doing it like me. Mm-hmm. And that's what's missing. You understand what I'm saying? We get discouraged because a whole bunch of people is doing podcasts, or a whole bunch of people is doing, you know what I'm saying, photography or this or that. But it's only one you. How are you doing it? You understand what I'm saying? Are you just showing up because you know everybody else is going to be there, or are you showing up because you know you're going to take the best photos? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's what we're trying to teach the young people. But you got to have that comes from within, not because a whole bunch of people is, you know, you need to go to such and such because they popular right now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not gonna stay there if you don't have what you need inside to fulfill that space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. To deal with a whole bunch of different type of people. To understand that all you gotta do is throw on some jeans and a t-shirt, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they're going to gravitate to you because of how you treat them.
Right.
You see what I mean? So that's what we strive on. That's what we teach our children. That's what we teach our children's friends that come around. Certain things you're not gonna be able to do over Miss Palmer house. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. What you do is okay. I'm not judging you on what you do. You just can't do it around me. Not in my space. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's how come I don't work with everybody. That's how come I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't do what everybody else has to do. I don't show up where everybody else is all the time. Not because I don't support them, because I definitely do. Yes, in my way.
Definitely do.
You know what I'm saying? I support everybody in what they do.
Definitely.
But if that's something that I don't do or I don't want to be around, I'm not. But I done bought tickets. You know what I'm saying? I done posted it. I done promoted it better than you promoted it. You know what I'm saying? I done sent people I know that do that your way.
Yeah.
And that's what we don't understand. We don't have to. That's how we elevate each other in what we're doing. That's how we support each other in what we're doing. You know what I mean? We don't have to pull each other down because we don't do the same thing. Or we don't have to pull each other down because we do the same thing. Because I'm definitely doing it different than you.
Definitely.
And I'm confident in that. And I believe in that. And that's cool. That's okay. You know what I mean? So that's what it is.
Yeah, and it's definitely nice to see that type of thing goes on because a lot of the times people look at what we do around here as a competition.
Yeah.
When it's really not a competitive scene at all.
It's not.
And when we're the city that we are and we've dealt with like negative stereotypes for so long. And we've dealt with so many like inner city issues for so long, it helps for us to collaborate as a whole and uplift our city to the status that we needed to be, and for the outside world to look at us and not see the water crisis or see the
because we're so much more. Yeah. I believe the most talented people have not even been seen yet. You see what I'm saying? I believe that a lot of them are afraid because of popularity. A lot of them are afraid because they know that they're not confident enough to deal with all the things that come with it or something like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I do so much just sitting at home. You know what I mean? Because I know I don't have to show up. I do know that when I do show up, I know that I'm going to be looked at. The people going to take pictures of me. They're going to want me to say something. You know what I'm saying? So if I can't bring the energy that I need to bring to us into a space, or if I feel like I'm going to take away your, you know what I'm saying? What you doing, I'm going to take away from it. Then it's okay for me not to come. You know what I mean? And I think that people don't understand that. Like, so that's just how I feel like around here.
Yeah.
Around here, you know what I'm saying? I have showed up in a space in Texas and never met people, and they treated me like a celebrity just because they knew I was literally there to uplift them.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in a space here where we have been, there's no trust from the top to the bottom. You understand what I'm saying? From leadership, from the crisis that we've been through, I believe that our community has trust issues. You know what I mean? Even if I'm coming into a space, you know, people that really know me, that truly know me, know that I am going to be the most positive person in the room. You know what I mean? They're going to know that I'm there literally just to support whatever it is that's going on right now. Mm-hmm. But like I said, we're in a community where we literally look for someone to mess up. We look for someone we can't wait for them to, you know, do this and do that. And I just, you know, it's really hard, but you can tell that those are the people that don't have what they need inside. They have not been poured into enough to understand that whatever space you in, you should be good being you. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And that's what's missing. That's what's missing. That's what I hope for me that I bring to the table when I do stuff, when I have events. I have community and family events. I've never, you know what I'm saying? That's what I have because that's what we need. That's what's going to save us.
Yeah.
And I think that's, you know, a lot of people are just like, you know, they wonder why I'm not here, why I'm not there. I have lived, I'm almost 50 years old. It's a whole lot of stuff I don't have to do. It's a whole lot of stuff I don't want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you need what I have, I'm going to support you. I'm going to be there. And I hope that you do the same for me. But if you don't, guess what? Guess who's good? Yeah. Me. I'm good.
Definitely. And speaking of support and in correlation with the events that you have. The first one that I want to touch on is the Fashion Against Bullying fashion show. That one has been around for a few years now.
It's been a long while. It's been around. That was the first thing we did.
Oh yeah.
It's been around since.
We did that in the little church, didn't we?
Man, we've been doing that one. We might have had the first one in 15, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. So
I was thinking before that.
No, because my first two, I want to say 15 might have been the first.
Yeah.
One. 14 is the
first
earliest.
two were just regular fashion shows.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That was the one that got the label on.
Yeah.
By 15. Right?
Yeah.
So kind of break down what exactly is the Fashion Against Bullying fashion show. I know the title kind of speaks for itself.
It does, but it's so. Man, I had classes. I had classes once a week, in Trendsetters production classes. And we were doing great. Between 30 and 40 students would come. You know what I mean? And we were basically it was the etiquette and the self-esteem, and then we were building them up, and we were, teaching them how to be great. We were supporting them in anything that they was doing, whether it was sports or, whatever it was in school. We was just helping them, be great pretty much. And we was just pouring into them all the time. You know what I mean? And it was, it was part of the modeling program, modeling the etiquette part. And we would have roundtable discussions, kind of like we talking right now.
Yeah.
I'm very transparent. I'm very open, and that's the atmosphere that I set so that they would be comfortable talking about their stuff. And we were sitting in a circle, and it came up. One of the young ladies talked about being bullied, and it was crazy because it was a domino effect in the space.
Yeah.
Everybody was dealing with it in some way. Whether whether it was the bully, the victim, or the witness, basically. Everybody was dealing with it. And I'm like, man, we got to this is crazy. It was so bad at the time. And we, bullying been around since the beginning of time. But again, it's a different era now. It's a different world now. It's, once social media has it, it's gone. And it's going to last forever. You might be dealing with something one week and you don't think about it no more, and then it pop back up. You know what I'm saying? And every time it does it, it's going to make you feel some kind of way. And it was really bad at the time. And so I said, okay, well, now we can't just have fashion shows. We can't do it. We have got to do something else that's going to benefit these young people. Send them off feeling the way that they feel when they up there at the time. They need to feel that in the world. You know what I mean? And so that's what we did. We created Fashion Against Bullying, and man, it took off. Yeah. Yeah, it took off, and it's been great. It's been a really good tool to use for people everywhere, because once I did it, we were doing it just through our business, and then I did it at Job Corps, I did it at the Boys and Girls Club. You know what I mean? Yep, I went out of town and did it, and it was just really uplifting young people. And and then a few years ago, I said, okay, how can we step that up? So I created Remove the Mask of Acceptance, and that's what I started to call it. And we started using these masks that they could write all this negative stuff on that they had been through, that they had been called, that they felt about themselves. And once we would do the last thing, we'll put the mask on. And then once we removed it, they had to get rid of it. That's it. Y'all can stomp on them. Y'all can throw them in the trash. Y'all can, whatever y'all need to do to get rid of whatever negative thing is keeping you from being great, keeping you from being successful. It's time to get rid of that thing.
Should have brought that card.
Yeah. It's time to get rid of it. And it sounds easier than it is, of course. But once they started doing it when I tell you people was having breakthroughs.
Job Corps.
Yeah, that was one of my, I'm talking about these young people, because, Job Corps, those are the older, they're a little bit older. And a lot of times that's the last result. You either going to be successful or you going to go this way.
Tell them how you know.
And that's how a lot of people know. I went to Job Corps. And so, man, we did it there, and these young people started getting rid of these masks, and their classmates and stuff started coming in from the crowd and embracing them. Oh my God. And so, and even when I don't have the mask now and I'm in a group of people, I give them paper. Let's put it on the paper. We got to get rid of it some kind of way. And it's not for everybody else. We might be doing it in a room full of people, but it ain't for them. It's for you. Yeah. Make it personal.
Definitely.
Because if you don't make it personal, then it's the same thing as, when we praying or when we doing this, like we want to take a little bit back with us. You know what I'm saying? But when you need to leave it there. Let it go.
Yep.
Let God take care of it after that. You know what I mean? Because if you're taking it with you, then you holding yourself back from greatness. You holding yourself back from whatever it is that you want to do. And so that's how I came up with and the crazy thing with that is I had never made a mask in years. And I decided to make one. In 2022, I made my first mask. And man, I had no idea. I'm doing stuff for all these other people.
It was powerful.
I'm doing stuff for everybody else. And I didn't even realize,
me too.
You doing good, but you could be doing way better. You know what I mean? You got some stuff you need to get rid of too.
Yeah, it affected us all.
Yeah. So that's my advice to people, especially when you are, in a leadership role. If you are a manager or if you are somebody that always doing for other people, take a minute to do for yourself. Take a minute to take your own advice that you giving other people, because that changed my life. Just that one thing that I had people doing for years for themselves, I did it for me, and it changed my life. Changed the way I look at myself. You know what I mean? Yeah. You don't even really realize what you need to get rid of. You got some stuff. You got some stuff, and just because you're doing it for young people, as an adult, you need to elevate too. We need to continue to elevate. We need to continue to cleanse and get rid of some stuff.
Right.
In every way. And that's in material. That's in your mind. That's in your, you know what I mean? Right. You need to do it in every way possible. Was when you get rid of stuff, you make room for other things. So
yeah, and it seems like the Fashion Against Bullying, it goes way beyond just bullying. There's many other factors that can attribute to things like stress and depression. Things of that.
And it just wasn't young people. It just wasn't young people. When I first did my first mask, I was like, it was almost like the mask was empowered. You know what I mean? Like when I started writing different things on the mask, I had realized that when I saw something on somebody else's mask, that's how I knew it wasn't about me anymore. You know what I mean? Because once that person put something familiar, what I would say, use the word negative, because that's what we were doing.
That's what it was. Yeah.
When I saw certain things on other people's masks, I was like, man, I realized that I was dealing with the same stuff. A lot of adults, we're not going to.
You don't want to deal with it.
We're a little bit stronger than kids sometimes, strong-minded than kids. So if the same stuff they was dealing with, I noticed that some of the stuff I was dealing with at the same time. So that mask was just like,
it was like a reflection.
Man.
It's like a reflection.
And in the shows, we always, at the end, we always have to remove the mask. And when I removed my mask, that last fashion show, I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, it was like
it's so powerful.
Like I had something on my back, know? And I was up there right with them.
Yeah.
And and it was so empowering. So the impact is huge. And I believe that our circle of young people and people that we deal with, it really made a whole lot of difference. You know what I mean? So,
and I try to encourage people. I was even doing this thing once a year in October. It's called the Sticky Note Challenge.
Oh yeah.
So I could reach people socially, like on social media and stuff like that. I was so basically what you do is you write something positive every single day for 30 days. You write something positive, you and your family, in your household, and you stick the sticky note somewhere where everybody can see them.
Yeah.
Even if you're having a bad day.
It worked.
It works so good. I don't care what it is. And if you wake up and you don't, because we not perfect. We're imperfect people. And we have bad days.
Imperfect.
Yeah. we have
look at the camera.
we have bad days. And so I always will say, that's all right. Use a quote. Use a Bible verse.
Yeah.
Use somebody in your house to tell you something good about you. Do something. You have to do it.
Just to
challenge yourself. That's why it's called. Yeah, that's why it's called a challenge.
Yeah.
Because but just imagine. I don't know how many people in your household, but just imagine, because at the time when I was doing it, was 5 of us. And we were all doing it. So just imagine me going to the board one day when I'm in a bad mood. And then I'm looking at all these sticky notes of all this positive stuff.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Especially
you don't even
kids.
realize that you're pouring into each other and helping each other, especially just think of just like a busy household where people, you wake up in the morning, everybody got to go to work, everybody go to school. You don't feel like you have the time. Yeah. But you do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. But you do. And so, man, I encourage people to do this sticky note challenge, and that thing became we would open Facebook and people we didn't even know would be doing it. And would be, showing us, they would take pictures of their sticky notes, and I'm just like, oh, that's speaking to me. Oh, that's speaking to me. Or I would go to the wall and I'm like, oh, look at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was just, you're in a better mood.
Yeah.
You're excited to wake up and see what somebody wrote. You know what I mean? You maybe you don't even like your job, but you're just like, you know what, I'm good today. Because everybody in your house done poured into you.
Yep.
And you don't even really realize it. You know what I mean? It was very, very powerful because you can't just, get rid of the negative stuff. You gotta feel it. You gotta fill it with something. Yeah. So let's fill it with positive words, positive affirmations, Bible verses, whatever it is. It could just be one word. It could be a quote.
Right.
Whatever it is. It don't take but a second to take out a sticky note. Boom.
Yep.
Write love on that thing. And I would do that. I would get on social media and I would say, if you don't have a word today, I'm gonna give you. Let's just do this word together, just in case.
Yeah.
So you don't have no excuses. I don't feel it today. It's okay. It's okay if you don't feel it today. Use my word. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's man. That was. I just really just kind of. I was like, man.
Yeah.
That was. It went on for years, and COVID hit us. It hit us hard. And it slowed a lot of things down that we were doing because I was going into the schools. I had my own classes over at Northwestern, and I was able to really make an impact constantly. It was consistent. Me being able to have classes with young ladies, talk to young ladies about a lot of things. And COVID hit and it just kind of shut some stuff down for a while. And so we didn't do anything for a while. And then, so it was, we was doing what we could.
Yeah, and which actually brings me to a point I have in my notes here because even during COVID, you were still able to pour into the community by having certain events for vendors and local businesses.
I did. Look at you doing your homework. So yes, I have so many friends with businesses. I have and associates. Like people don't have to be your friends for you to be a help to them or for you to be a support for them. Right. You know what I mean? I am thankful for the relationships that I've built. And I had a relationship with the people that own Roma's. They knew the work that I had done, and I went and I talked to them about some ideas that I had. When I have an idea, I always have to go to my husband. He like, what you want to do now? Like, right. I'll wake up in the middle of the night sometimes, I'm like, oh my God. Like he's just like, but the thing I love about it is, God always know what He doing when we put people together. And my husband literally always just says, let's do it, or how we gonna do it. You know what I mean? He's never told me we're not gonna be able to do that. You can't do that. So I'm really thankful for that support. And so, I went to the lady. She gave me an excellent price to get the space. And it's a huge space. And I was like, how many can I get in here? And we be able to, still do the COVID regulations and everything like that.
Right.
And so we like, what do we need to do as far as like the mask and the hand sanitizer, all of that stuff. So I did my research. I did my work. And I'm like, because small businesses were suffering. They were, know what I mean? They were suffering. And like, it's just like, okay, well, let's do it. And I even did that with purpose. Like I was even naming them certain things. Like we had a Christmas one, we had an Easter one. I had live bunnies. It was just everything I do is that's what I was telling you. It has to be different. It can't just be a vendor event. It has to be something that you're giving. You're giving them or something with some kind of theme. I was giving them gifts. Like the vendors, the vendor tables would be set up. They would have everything they needed on their table. Yeah. And everything like that. Like I was making sure, because if we're not helping one another be great, if we're not creating opportunities for one another, then what are we really doing? What are we doing? And businesses were suffering. And I'm like, you know what? We got this platform over here. Let's go. Let's do it. Bring your stuff. Your only job is to let everybody know where you're going to be today. And my goal was for them to at least, make their money back, try to sell. And I was even like, if there was a table that didn't make their money back, we was buying their stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
That's literally what we're supposed to do. So it made me feel good to be able to have a space, have the relationships. And I mean, it was a lot of people. It was a lot of vendors. We had a vendor one time all the way from, what was that, Indiana?
Yep.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. I remember with the glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So they was coming and they was doing it. And then I was happy to see, other people started having them, and that's great. So good. We good now. So yeah, I was happy to be able to do that, man. It was important to me. I don't really just like come up with stuff because of this or that. I literally, God speaks to me. He speaks to me in the quiet, and he like, you're the person for the job. Whether I do it once or I keep doing it, it doesn't matter. So yeah.
Yeah, and you have been able to support, a variety of spaces as well. So what drives you to, each and every day, you see like there's, how can I put it? Well, we'll just use like the local businesses, for example.
Okay.
Like we have a bunch of local businesses here. We have a bunch of entrepreneurs here that are looking to, expand and grow their businesses as well. So what drives you to support the people here and give them the support that they need to be successful or see the success that they desire?
I mean, really just like the thing that I just said, like, even if it's something that I'm not interested in, or even if it's something that I don't see, like, people's vision is not for other people, it's for them. You know what I mean? And I'm an entrepreneur, so I understand that my vision is for me, but I would love for people to support that. You know what I mean? And so that's how I walk into everything. If I see an entrepreneur trying to do their thing, you know what I mean, then I'm going to support it in the way that I can. You know what I mean? Right. Whether it's clothes that I could never wear because maybe it's like a little, something that young people need to be wearing. Guess what I'm doing? I have a long list of young people that I know can wear it. I have 3 daughters I know can. You know what I mean? So I'm going to push them to support. Like I said, I'm going to call all the people and get all the resources that I know that you need. That's the way that I'm going to support you.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm going to do whatever I can. Like, it's literally just how I look. I try to do for people what I want people to do for me. That's how I look at life. And that's what I strive to do. Whether they're doing it for me or not, I'm still gonna do it. That's a hard thing to do. It's not an easy thing to do at all. But at the end of the day, I always say, at the end of my life, God is only gonna ask me about me. He ain't gonna ask me about everybody else. You understand what I'm saying? That's what keeps me focused. I'm a good person with a good heart, and I want everybody to be successful. Not an easy thing to do. And if I can't be that person because I have bad days, then you probably won't see me. I'm probably just going, you know what I mean? I'm probably just going to be at home. If I can't be me in the space that I'm in, and I probably ain't coming.
Gotcha.
But I'm good with me. I'm good with God. So there ain't really nothing anybody else can do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's my advice to other people. Like, you're not supporting me for you. You're supporting me for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's it.
Definitely can understand that. And it's definitely important that we continue to support and that we continue to pour into our community as well, because we can only build and grow from what we have in terms of resources, in terms of connections, relationships, and everything like that. So it's important that when we have the ability to provide those resources and things of that nature, that we get as many people into that space as we can. So I definitely can appreciate you guys from that standpoint, being involved and nurturing and cultivating the spaces that are here in the city of Flint as well. So that's definitely dope to see. And speaking of that, I have another event that you guys have been a part of as well. See See, people, this is what happens when you have superstars in here. That we have to cover.
Oh my goodness.
Without the cape.
Yeah.
Without the capes.
But the Black Girls Rock,
man,
that's another thing as well that acknowledges our Black women in the community that have done a variety of things within the community itself.
Such an amazing event. Such an amazing event that happened in 2019 and was supposed to be every year after that, and then COVID hit. So that was another thing that COVID kind of shut down, but another thing that I would absolutely love to bring back.
That was a good time.
I had great reviews, and then I had some reviews that was just like, eh. But again, when I do stuff, it's not because somebody gave me the idea of doing it or I want to be seen or something like that. It's because God gave it to me. And I've been watching people for years. That's the thing about me. I've been watching people for years. I watch how they move. I watch how they support other people, how they treat other people. That's important to me. So when I did it, I already had the list of people that I was going, award or other people that I was going to honor. And I just had the whole vision of it. And it was crazy. I had the awards custom made. They were a silhouette of Black women. And the people that we were honoring, we had been watching them for years. Yeah. And people were wondering, well, why weren't we able to vote? And this, because that's judgment. Mm-hmm. I don't think we realize that. Yeah. That is us judging a bunch of people that we feel like doing this or doing that. And I didn't want that to be this. Yeah. I wanted to honor women that I admire. I wanted to honor women that treat people good and create spaces where all of us can win. And that's what I did. Wow. I did it my way.
Your event. Your
way. You know what I mean? I did it my way. Because I didn't want a whole bunch of people coming in here telling me how it should be. No, this is how God gave it to me.
That's right.
This is how I'm going to do it. So when it was time for us to have it, everything was already ready. All we had to do was send out the invites. Hey, such and such, I would like to honor you. Can you be here this day? It's a black tie affair. You know what I mean? Young men that have been a part of our life that my husband had poured into, or the men that we had there, they walked the women to the tables. Like, it was all set up for them to feel beautiful, for them to feel like, we see you. Great job, Black woman. You know what I mean? And it was everywhere from, at the time, I can't remember how young little Miss Flint was, but she was little. It was 2000, because she's like 18 now, and it was 2019. So she was the youngest, and then I was able to honor Sister Loving, who is now deceased, but she was, late 70s, early 80s, maybe. So the whole, you know what I'm saying, from that young age to that older age.
Remember, we did marriage counseling.
With them. We sure did.
Church.
And
they were the oldest.
They were the oldest couple. Her and her husband.
Yeah. And they both deceased now.
Yeah. So, and so
we learned so much from them.
Just to be able to honor women who, like I told you, I do a lot of stuff that I would love for people to do for me. Mm-hmm. And so that was pretty much what it was. Like, man, I would love to be. And Black Girls Rock is a global thing. I was like, man, what about Flint? Who looking at the Flint women that's doing stuff?
That's right.
Who looking at the Flint that are doing wonderful things? Been doing it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yep. Let's just do our version of it. Let's do it. Had to, again, built a relationship with the people over at Mott. Why? Because I volunteered all the time over there doing other stuff. Gave us the space. We were like, let's do it. And we made it happen. And I really wanted it to be an annual thing. But like I said, COVID hit. And so we need to bring that back. And the crazy thing is, I probably have 2 or 3 other lists, because I was already writing them down of women that I would, honor. And people could look at that and say, well, why she do this and why she did that? And they did. And the why is okay, because I don't owe you answers. God's work.
Yes.
I don't owe you answers at all. You know what I mean? And so that's how come I'm just like, no, we will not be putting this out here for people to vote for the best. No, we are the best.
Yeah.
Which is exactly why I don't do VIP at my shows, because we are very important people. If you want to sit in the front, show up on time.
Yep.
That's how I roll. Everybody's going to get the same thing.
And it ain't nothing against anybody else.
It's not.
That's how the Palmers do
I
it.
love it. That's just how I do it.
Show up.
Everybody's very important people.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely would like to see that come back as well.
Yeah.
It has such a significant impact on
it really did.
the city. So definitely would like to see
you don't put it out there now, so we gotta do it. Well, you gotta do it now.
It's out in the universe now, so
it's in the universe.
Soon.
Stay tuned.
But remember, most of the stuff that we do is family oriented, so it's easy really to come up with it.
Mm-hmm.
Those models that we pour into, guess what? They right there
all the time.
All the time.
Mm-hmm.
Years.
Yeah.
We've watched them from little kids to now they have kids.
Yeah. A lot of them have their own families now. Or
they come from different genres.
Mm-hmm.
One of our favorite ones, I remember the first time I met her, she got off the city bus. You know, we got different variety and end up being probably one of the most influential ones of all of them, you know. Just stuff that kids don't really do, and sometimes they frown upon because somebody does this and somebody does that. But the difference between us is that we just regular people.
Mm-hmm.
Our stuff break down at home, and our kid, you know, and it's just that's what we focus on, just being regular people. Like we said, we imperfect.
Yep.
We don't try to play like we more than who we are. We are people that look out for people.
That's it.
And we do it effortlessly. Yeah. I'm gonna put it like that.
We do, bro.
Yeah. So that's what makes the magic and everything.
Yeah, because being who you are is easy.
It's family oriented.
Yeah.
Her siblings always come for everything that she does.
Yeah.
You know, the family, it's a family affair all the time. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And family is definitely important for anything that we do in life.
Right.
That support, that encouragement, just that presence is definitely necessary and important. And speaking of family and being family oriented and bringing in people together, I want to get into the upcoming event on December 15th.
Yeah.
And, the This Is Me fashion show event and everything like that. You guys have the shirts on. Everything like that.
All day.
This one is really special because it highlights the diversity in our community, really, and how important it is for inclusivity and awareness of people that have certain disabilities or special needs or anything like that. So what exactly is the significance of this show, and how does it raise awareness of what goes on in our community, and what is the impact of this show in the community?
Man, this show,
powerful.
It's one of those things where I really set out to do one show. I wanted to highlight and celebrate kids, families, and adults with special needs. Just because I have a friend with a special needs son, and she really wanted to see him be a part of a fashion show. And so, just to simplify it, that's pretty much what happened. We did not know what to expect. I knew that I was good at coordinating. I knew I was good at bringing people together. I knew I was good at supporting. I knew I was good at gaining resources. That's what I knew in the beginning. And I'm like, man, it really would be great to set a platform for them to be able to just be themselves and feel comfortable with that, for their parents to feel comfortable with that. So I didn't know what to expect. I told my husband, I told my family, this is what we're going to do. And so we created the space. It was sold out. It was a sold out show. The parents didn't know what to expect. They trusted me, but they didn't know what to expect, and neither did I. I remember when the show first started, the kids were scared to go out. Oh, yeah. And that was fine, because we were just like, it's for y'all. So whenever y'all ready, type thing. And I remember when one of the young boys went out there, and the crowd, it was just like everything aligned. The families and the people that came to support made them feel like celebrities in there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was absolute. We was backstage like, how are we gonna get through this? We was all back there crying.
Not a dry
the
eye.
Camera people was crying. The news people was crying. It was just like, wow. No judgment in the room. Not a single judgment. It was the best space I had ever been into. Yeah. It was the best thing I had ever done. At that moment, it was amazing. Yeah. And we were just like, wow. Everybody was crying.
Every man.
Like, oh my God.
Every man in the building.
It was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen.
Yeah.
And one young lady she was really afraid. Her mom was waiting for her at the end of the runway. Like when she came back, and she just ran up to her, and I still have the photo. She just ran up to her, sat in her lap, and it was just amazing.
Yeah.
And so after that, I'm like, oh, I have to do this again. Like I can't, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Literally the parents were like, so when we're doing the next one? Like they were literally like, so I was like, oh my God. So after that, and like I said, I did some research, but I didn't really do a lot. But after that one, I'm like, okay, so you got to get to know these families. You got to learn about disabilities. You have to, build more relationships, and you have to find more resources. You got to find more resources for them. Mm-hmm. I got families now who go on vacation together. I have families now who know resources in Flint that they never knew existed.
Mm.
I have families, like I said, that look forward to December every single year. They're like, their child has never been able to be a part of anything like this. They have never been able to be a part of anything like this. They look forward to it, and it's just, it's not a space where we care if anybody shows up or everybody shows up.
Right.
It's literally a space created for them to be free. I don't have a special needs child at all, but I can speak on behalf of these parents because they have spoke to me. And so they always feel like they need to protect, with reason, their kids. Yeah. Why? Because we judge them. We talk about them, about stuff that we don't know. And I always honor the parents for choosing life. They chose life for their child. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I can't imagine how hard it is having to, you have to do that repeatedly every single day, because once you have a special need, you're going to always have it.
That's right.
So that's why there's no age limit to what we do. We've had 40-year-olds in this show. You know what I mean? Yeah. Babies, anywhere from a baby, it doesn't matter, because guess what? You're still a special need. You still need help. You still have to have, this or that. And so it is the best thing I never knew I needed to do. It changed my life. I wanted to change their life. They changed my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's definitely amazing, just to see the whole concept of it coming together and how it, brings everybody together in that one space. And it definitely sounds powerful. And
it is so powerful. We have to leave tissue in random spots all around the room. I give the parents their roses while they're alive. So we get roses every year for the parents. We give out roses. We have some surprises this year that I can't wait to share. And this year we'll be honoring a young man who unfortunately lost his life in March. And we're going to be honoring him in ways that I pray that his mom is, you know what I'm saying? I just want her to feel like he's not forgotten. He has special needs. He's not forgotten. So we're gonna honor and celebrate him and his wife, and make her understand and feel. You're not alone, even though he's gone. You're not alone. We have literally created a community of people that stick together, that give each other resources, that let each other know, today was a rough day, but guess what? I know somebody that can help you with this thing. Or you know what? My child has been in this school for this long. This school is much better for what your child needs. Like it literally is like that.
Yeah.
And for me to create something to where that's happening, it's just like, okay, God, you know what I mean? Okay, and you have kids that weren't talking when we started that are talking. You have kids that were not like, they didn't like to be touched or something like that. They're hugging me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are,
Yeah.
they have evolved just because they know that they have a space where they can be free, where they can be themselves.
Yeah.
I remember last year I could barely keep myself together because these kids was coming in hugging me and everything, and they wouldn't let me touch them. 3 years ago, they wouldn't let me touch them
That's right.
at all. And I'm just like, they know this is a good person.
Yep.
Or they know that this is who created this space where I'm not going to be judged, or my mama actually going to let me be free and run around, because I literally, when the show starts, I literally say, this is for them. Let them run, let them scream, let them sit on the floor. Don't stop them from being who they are.
Yeah.
You do not have to protect them today. That's the kind of space that it is. The people watching, hey, we love that you're here to support, but it ain't for you. It's for them.
Right.
Yeah, they changed my life. They changed my family's life. They changed each other's lives. They take pictures together now. They be in the hallway. They be like, you know what I mean? It is. I just cannot. You gonna make me emotional. I'm done.
It speaks to the volume of the impact that this type of event has on the community, and just for people to come together and build each other in this space. It definitely shows that we can build in other spaces as well.
Oh, yeah.
And have that same type of impact on whoever, whether it's the youth or adults even as well.
You have to believe that you can make a difference. I think when I first started, I wasn't sure. You know what I mean? I had a little bit of fear, but I had faith, and that's all you really need. You have to believe that you can make a difference with whatever it is that you're doing. That's it.
Wow. Yeah, definitely. And for these type of events, for it to have such an emotional impact on not only the people involved, but for you guys as well. How do you deal with that from a mental aspect? Like, how do you keep your composure, hold it together? And
we don't. We don't. I always, like she just said, she was getting emotional. This is what I do right here every time.
Every time
we embrace each other, because it's a lot, especially especially just being in the community, and just to be in an atmosphere everybody is feeling the same way. You know what I mean? You can be out somewhere, and I'm not going to use the word uncomfortable sometimes wherever you are, you know what I mean? But at these events, everybody is like together. You know what I mean? When you look around the room and you see, especially from when it starts and then 4 or 5 years later, like she said, I can even remember, like, even me being the male, I was noticing, even from the Fashion Against Bullying and doing the classes, a lot of those young people wouldn't even talk to me. You know what I mean? Like being the male, so you could, I'm not going to say that maybe they didn't have a whole lot of males in their life, or, years later, oh my gosh, these kids see me and they almost knock me down, you know, but it took us to that point for them to be able to trust you to the point that we are right now. You know, we see them out. Oh my gosh, I'm taking selfies with them. And, you know,
and
so
I think it take consistency and
right.
Just anybody can say who they are. It's all about you showing who you are. Anybody can say who they are. Anybody can stand in front of a room and give you advice. Anybody can stand in front of a room and read from a book, or anybody can. You know what I'm saying? It's about showing up, and we've been consistent. We have been consistent in who we are, what we have to offer. We've been consistent in opening our arms. We've been consistent in our transparency, and we've been consistent in our faith. And I just believe that people see us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Without an agenda, without expectation other than us just being real people, real everyday people that are going to embrace you. They're going to encourage you. They're going to support you, and I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
I'm really, really thankful for that. It's easy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The hardest part of me being who I am, I think, is the people that are not. You can't reach everybody. You can't save everybody.
Yeah.
So of course you're gonna think about those people, because I feel like I'm a community mom. So you know what I mean? Like, so you're always gonna, even as a mom, you're always you want what's best for your kids. You want to see them be great. You want to see them be successful. You don't want to make the wrong decisions. You don't want them to hang with this person is going to take away from where you see that they can go.
Right.
And so the hardest part for me is to just see them not see what I see in them, if that makes sense. And sometimes you have to live some life. Sometimes you have to go through. You give them what they need, and then you hope that they take it with them when they go. And that's hard. It's hard to see people not utilize what you give them to be great. That's what a parent is. That's what a parent is. And so you just have to believe that you gave them what they need to get through the things that they need to get through. And you have to keep going. You have to keep showing up. You have to show up for yourself. You have to show up for, the people that do trust you, the people that are taking what you gave them and becoming who they're supposed to be. And that's the great part about it, because there are a whole lot of people that we know we set that foundation for. That we know that, man, they doing what we okay. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's a lot of people with small businesses now that were a part of that. It's a lot of people that are doing events now who came up under us. And we love that for them. We love it. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing to watch. It's amazing to watch things come to fruition that you had. You bared the fruit. You planted the seed. And so, that's why we're here.
Yeah, and it's definitely great to see that you guys show up time and time again for many things that go on within the city. And with that, I want y'all to show up on December 15th for the This Is Me fashion show.
We want to see y'all there.
Yeah, and are tickets still available, by the way?
They are still available. Hey, there's tickets on the Eventbrite. You just get on there and type in This Is Me. We still have some tickets on there. And a lot of times we'll be able to open it at the door. As of right now, I think we'll have tickets at the door. We'll see where it goes. But follow me on all social media. And then, I will definitely keep you posted on what's going on as far as ticket sales. They're consistent. We pretty much sell out every year. And I'm thankful for that too. My community coming out. So we've been blessed, man. We have been blessed. So we really hope to see everybody December 15th, Sloan Museum, 5 p.m. Doors open at 1:45. Yeah, let's do it. And we start on time, just so y'all know. We start on time.
Pretty good with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I've got to make sure I get me a ticket as well.
Get you a ticket.
Yeah.
I got you a ticket. You
okay,
good.
Cool. So I'll definitely be there. You guys make sure that you are there as well for This Is Me fashion show, raising awareness for those with special needs and just developing the community as a whole. It brings everyone together in the space, and it's at the Sloan Museum, right?
Yes.
So Sloan Museum, make sure you guys are there. Once again, December 15th at 5 p.m. Show starts. Can't wait to see y'all there. It's going to be a great time.
It's going to be great.
Definitely going to be a great time. And just getting back into my questions here. I have a couple more before we wrap everything
Let's
up.
do it.
When you look back at everything that you guys have created over the years, and I know you've talked about how certain things that you've done, the impact that it has on people. Like for instance, you've had people that have been under you and came out and did their own thing and things like that. When you look at those things happening over the years, what does that do for you in terms of continuing to build what you have in your space? What kind of impact does that have on you when it comes to developing and creating more events for the community?
Wow, what kind of impact? I don't know. Man, I'm thankful to be humble. So I think the impact is just that I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and that's a good thing. That's a good way to feel. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I feel like if I don't do nothing else, my legacy will continue. What I've done, what I've created, several things that I've done, nobody else has done. That makes me feel good because that's what legacy is. That's what impact is when you're doing something that nobody else has done. I know that what God gave me is for me, and what He gave me, I give to others, and so that's the impact. I don't need anything else other than that.
Yeah.
Only thing I ever really ask for is, more. The more I get, the more I give. So I just like to continue to get so that I can continue to give. Me and my husband say all the time, we can't be rich because we're going to give it all away. We're going to give it all away. We're going to give it all away. And so, yeah, I believe that I will be remembered. And that feels good. I believe I'm a product of, I had wonderful parents. And I see both of them in me. And I think when you're growing up and you come in, I ain't like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I am thankful. I am so thankful for the parents that I had, because when I make it, when I do things, when I'm recognized, then they're recognized, and that means that they're still alive, and they're living through me and my siblings and my children. So yeah, and the best advice I give others is just like, man, build relationships without expectation. Yeah. What about you?
Doing something that you love without getting the compensation for it.
Yeah.
One thing that has kept us together, that we always did stuff. The most stuff that we ever done together is when we didn't have that much.
Yeah.
I can remember helping homeless drives and
we done
homeless drives for our other friends and everything. And my wife, she would be so upset that she can't attend, because of finances.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember one year we was helping.
Yep.
We wanted to help one of our friends with a food drive. They did it in various cities. I can't even remember what city we were in.
I don't remember.
But we wanted to help. We didn't have much, but we wanted to help. And I remember me saying, I felt bad because I didn't have it. And what I did was I got up and I said, okay, hold on. I got up and I took some bottles back.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Yep, I remember.
It was in another city. Can't remember if it was Grand Rapids. It might have been Grand Rapids.
I don't know.
But anyway, wherever it was, I got up, I took some bottles back. It was like 2 days. See, we real people. See, that's what I'm telling you. This is real stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember taking some bottles back. And it was enough, maybe a couple of days before payday. So I calculated the miles per gallon and everything. I always have. Mm-hmm. So took some bottles back, got money for gas. Our kids were a little younger, so they didn't eat a lot of food. And, I think it might have been 2 days before we actually got paid again. And I put the gas in the vehicle, and we went to wherever it was, mm-hmm. and we didn't have anything. We didn't have nothing.
And what happened?
Before we left, they gave us $100 gift card.
Sure did.
Before they left. Mm-hmm. Before we left. And we just looked at each other like we didn't expect nothing because I had the gas all.
It might have well have been $1,000. I promise you. I had
the gas all calculated and everything, to the T. Like, as long as we get back to Flint, we good,
But they had no idea, because when we show up, we don't complain. We don't even tell people.
That's one of the things that
we love about each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. They would have never known what we went through to get there.
So we did it like that.
Selfless.
Yeah. Yeah. We didn't know we was going to get blessed. Well, we was already blessed, but he set it up to show us that when you are selfless like that,
I'll take care of you.
Yeah. Yep. So I always tell that story to a lot of people, because we get off into this material stuff all the time. Yeah. We joke and all that, because when we go places, we always be fresh. We come because we old, we get older. So and I'm a big boy too, so I like to be fresh.
Every time I see y'all, y'all have it together.
Listen.
Well, like I said, it's not one of those things that necessarily have to have. We be fresh with our clothes that we didn't have for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We just old school. We come home and take our clothes off. I don't care if it's a good T-shirt. Take
it off, hang it up.
That's one of the things that when you have passion about something, you should be able to do it without even making money off.
Yeah.
And we've done it
for a long time.
So
yeah. And it's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that go on that people will never know.
Oh.
You know what I mean? People will never know, because we're not complainers. It's like, of course you have those few people that will check on you, like, listen, what do you need?
Right.
This is that. I have had some very consistent community people that want me to win, of course. But, I've had a lot of sickness where my husband or my kids have had to do all the stuff that I couldn't do. Especially 2019 show. I couldn't even, I had major surgery. I couldn't do none of the work that I usually did. And even at the show, I couldn't even host it. I sat in the back until the end.
Mm-hmm.
That was hard for me. And it was hard for the participants. They used to be me being one way. They used to me being everywhere. You know what I mean? Sacrifice is the name of it. If you're not willing to sacrifice,
man,
for what you want, or if you ain't willing to sacrifice for other people to win, or to get help them get what they want, you ain't gonna make it.
Man,
I was cut straight up. I was just well enough to go outside when the event came, because we was already having it. The surgery was a surprise, but it didn't stop nothing. He was like, I got you.
Yeah.
Him, my daughter, and my mom,
took care
and
of
one of the parents took care of everything.
Yeah.
It was hard, but once you start to do something, it ain't supposed to necessarily be easy. And I think a lot of people give up. They give up when it gets hard. But if you can get over that hump you can get over that hump right there and see the other side of that thing, just to see people's face is enough for me.
Yeah.
Just to see their face, you can tell you've done something. You can feel that you've done something that would have never been done had it not been for you. That's when you know you did the right thing.
Yeah, and I can definitely see like the power of the impact that you have on people in the community, because anytime that we're in the same space, it's like the energy is just so high all the time.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's right.
Like that's what ultimately wanted me to have you on the show, because I know you have been on my kids a couple of times. It's like I'm gonna get it together.
Wait a minute, I was right there.
I'm gonna get it together for sure. But one thing I can say is that you have definitely been an inspiration in my journey as well when it comes to creating from a media aspect as well.
Okay.
And even today, like I've learned so much, and I've wrote down a couple of things that I definitely take with me.
I hope you do.
Because the power of the words is definitely something that sticks with me as well. So I just want to say thank you for that.
Well, you're welcome.
Thank you to both, because you each have something that resonated with me as well, like in my life and my journey, and just to see that there are people out there that support and pour into people, and don't have, like you guys mentioned, don't have an agenda behind it. Just genuinely want to see people win out here,
right?
And
that's it.
Definitely amazing to see. And once again, I just want to say thank you to y'all for that.
Yeah, we appreciate you. We thank you for having us.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem at all. So for the foreseeable future, I know the show is coming up December 15th. Is there anything else beyond that we should be aware of?
Fashion Against Bullying, February 15th. February 15th, Fashion Against Bullying inside Genesee Valley Mall. We are taking over the space. Let's do it. We're taking over the space. Yes.
That's right.
We're going to have us a good time. We're bringing everything back. This is the 2025 is the year for everything. It's going to change. We're going to change some more people's lives while we're changing our own.
Yeah. While we're changing our own.
Exactly.
That's the key word.
Yeah,
and definitely can't wait to see everything come back. Because it was definitely amazing to see it before, but now, given the amount of growth that has happened from that time to now,
exactly,
like, we can expect bigger, better, and more lives to be impacted and changed as well.
And that's what you got to do. Like I said, you got to elevate each time. You got to get better at whatever it is you're doing. You got to get better at it. It should never stay the same. Got to get better.
Absolutely.
That's a good one.
What you want to do? What we doing? What we doing? This is right here. What we doing?
Got Black unity and Black solidarity, y'all. Definitely a dope thing to see. And with that being said, I want to thank you guys for coming on the show.
It's a great show, man.
This is nice.
It was a pleasure to have both of you guys on here, just to hear the stories, just to get insight on what has transpired over the years that allows you to be at the place that you are now. Definitely significant to see, and it's definitely a story that needed to be heard, needed to be told.
We appreciate it,
so that people can be aware of the amount of resources that we have here in the city, the amount of people that are doing positive things, doing good things within the community, and uplifting us from the negative stereotypes that we've dealt with for so long, and converting that into positive reinforcement, positive spaces that people can be comfortable, people can be themselves in.
That's right.
And I believe that you guys have provided that over the years, and I'm thankful for that, because I've been able to be in a couple of the same spaces as you guys and see the positive impact that you guys have on the community as well. And it's such a blessing to have you guys out there doing what you do. So yeah, I just got to say thank you for that. And for those who aren't aware of everything that you guys have going on, what are the social media accounts that they can follow so that they can keep up with everything that you have going on.
So, of course, you can use our names. You can use our names. I do have a Trendsetters Productions page. The best thing for you to see everything is Trendsetters Pro, PROD.com. Yep, Trendsetters, PROD.com. You can see everything. Go to the website. The website stays updated, so you should be able to see everything I've done to date. And also, see what's coming. So that's the best way. But yep. Hope to see y'all.
All right. And so there you have it, you guys. You have the ways that you can follow everything that is going on. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time in the spotlight today, we have Tracy Palmer and Corey Palmer in the spotlight, two of the city's brightest superstars. And we hope to see more from you guys in the future and beyond as well. There's so much that I learned today. And I hope you guys learned something too, because if you know, like I know, they are definitely positive and impactful and just overall amazing people. And I'm thankful that I got to have this conversation with you guys as well. So with that being said, I would like to thank you guys for tuning into this episode. Once again, this is episode 36. And I'm thankful for you guys that have tuned in to each and every episode. If you want to check out the episodes, you can follow me on Facebook under my name, Brandon Houston, or you can check out my YouTube page as well. Go to youtube.com/favorite actor and go to the Superstar Spotlight playlist. Each and every episode is on there. You can check out all 36 superstars that we have so far. If you want any highlights and clips, you can go to my Instagram at Brandon Up Next 810 and my TikTok as well, which is Brandon Up Next 810. And yeah, other than that, I would like to thank the sponsor, Guilty Rich, once again for this episode. You can check them out at guiltyrichboutique.com. It's the winter season, so make sure y'all tap in and get you something for the warm weather, because snow is coming, y'all. The snow is coming, so you definitely want to make sure.
Right, it's here.
So, yeah, with that being said, I thank y'all for tuning in to this episode. And I'm going to step into the camera for a second because
gotta get a photo.
Gotta get a photo. So, yeah, thank you guys for tuning into the episode, and we'll see y'all in the next Superstar Spotlight. Man. Peace.